my levels of rage
Mm.
are pretty extensive when it comes to any form of injustice. I've always been like that. Like, just I don't get sad. I get so super angry, and this time I just couldn't contain my anger, and I tried to let people know, like, if you feel like you're not academic enough, or you feel like you've never been like that much of an educated speaker, but you're in your heart space and in your heart you're like, I know this shit is wrong, like, you can be loud. Hi.
Hey, peace. How you doing?
I'm okay. I think we're all the same. How are you?
You got it right. We all the same.
Yeah.
Trying to get through this. Trying to stay sane. Trying to
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
How you holding up though? I mean, I've been watching you speak out on these issues, and you've been so brave, and I know you catching it.
No. How am I holding up? I think I'm like toxic, like toxic positivitying myself. Whatever the opposite of that. I'm like, yo, no matter how crazy I feel right now and how like overwhelmed I feel, like it's nothing in comparison. So I'm trying to like find the ways to hold the space for myself to like be a mom and like be a good friend right now and be a good, member of my internal community, while also just remembering that our purpose are now so much larger. So
That's dope. Have you had a chance to go to Palestine yet?
I haven't, and I've been invited so much now, and as soon as it's like okay to go, like I'm with everything.
I was about to
So
say, I was like, I got a list of people that will bring you. Hopefully, I'll be back over there because I want you to see. It's one thing to be here fighting, and it's so important. And then when you see it, you get even more outraged
yeah,
because people will have you thinking you crazy sometimes. Like how you know what I mean? Like when,
yeah,
but when you're there, and you watching the separation wall, and you watching people checkpoints, you watching people get arrested, and you watching people get shot.
yeah,
It's it's crazy,
yeah.
and it's. Let me ask you one more thing, because I know you running. Like what made you speak up now on this?
Um, Honestly, interestingly enough, there's been two times I've tried to speak about it before. And the very first time I tried to speak about it, I got doxxed and scared out of it, and I got a lot of people being like, little girl, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, like blah blah blah, like my everything was flooded, like I got scared. I got scared out of it.
Yeah,
The next time I spoke about it, I just shared a couple posts in solidarity, and this time I was like, we're past the point of like just reposting a couple things out of solidarity. Like we're past the point of like we can add a couple things to make sure people know where we stand. Like we're past the point of like where I stand.
yeah,
And I think it just angered me super deeply to see people just screaming out for people to tell the story,
mm,
and people with larger platforms to just come out and shed light. And that's all they were asking me to do. People were like, yo, like, we're simply asking all of you to share and get educated. And I had been educated on it before, but I had been a little more quiet. And I'm like, yo, now isn't the time. And my levels of rage
mm,
are pretty extensive when it comes to any form of injustice. I've always been like that. Like, just I don't get sad. I get so super angry, and this time I just couldn't contain my anger, and I tried to let people know, like, if you feel like you're not academic enough, or you feel like you've never been like that much of an educated speaker, but you're in your heart space and in your heart you're like, I know this shit is wrong, like, you can be loud. I see so many
yeah,
people being like, I don't know, or like, I don't have the language, or I didn't take a class on this, I didn't go to college, like, I didn't learn this in school, like, I haven't watched a doc or read a book. I'm like, you actually don't have to. Like, you should. I
right.
think you should read a book, and I think you should watch a doc. But right now, all you have to do is recognize that your anger is valid, because it's human shit.
Right.
This is a human issue. This is an empathy issue. This is like,
Hmm.
we're watching people die at a mass fucking rate, either die quick or die slow. That's the only option right now.
Right.
All you have to do is feel that enough.
You're 100% right. And I tell people, like, we don't need people who aren't experts to go out and make the case. We got plenty of experts who can make the case on TV, who can write the
Right.
articles. But using your voice to speak up and say killing thousands of children in 1 week or at all is
That's
wrong.
it.
You don't need to be an
That's it.
expert to know blowing up a hospital is wrong.
Right.
And there are people, and we're in businesses where, you get pulled them take the safe position, whether it was on, defunding police, whether it's on
Right.
Israel, whatever the thing is, and it's safe, man. And I've talked to celebrities who tell me like, my agent, my lawyer, my family is like, stop, because you're messing up the bag, you're messing up money. But it's like we got to think about more than that.
It's also like it's such simple math to me. Like if we only let there be a handful of people speaking out and those people get canceled, it's like they were easy to pinpoint.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's only a handful. If everybody got their head out their ass
Word.
and spoke together, what could anybody do?
Right.
What could
Right.
anybody do? And I've also seen such really cool things. Like there was a Palestinian artist who got dropped by her label, and there's an independent label, and the head of that label is
Yeah, Gazi.
Palestinian, and he signed
Yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? In my opinion, it's like we do have more power than we think in our respective industries to hold each other down.
Right.
There's more like celebrities at the same time than there's ever been
And that's
because
why
it's
we got to stand. When I spoke up in 2018 at the United Nations for Palestinian rights, I got fired from CNN the next day, right? Like the next day. I'm talking about it wasn't even 24 hours. They called me the
yeah.
next morning and said your speech was not in line with our values.
Wow.
Now, at that moment, if every commentator had stood up and said, "Yo, we're not going to allow that to happen," then I wouldn't have
Exactly.
gotten fired. But
Exactly.
everybody texted me or whispered to me, "Yo, that's fucked up. Yo, I hate that happened to you." Angela Rye was the only one who stood up publicly with me and said, "I'm not letting this happen." And I'm sorry, and Kamal Bell. Other than that, people stayed silent. And when you stay silent, then they can separate us and divide us. And now everybody's running
Exactly.
for themselves. And you know what? They still gonna get rid of all of us. They still gonna do
Yeah.
whatever they want to us.
Yeah.
It doesn't change
Yeah.
that. So we gotta stand together and value freedom more than we value this money, these albums, these views, whatever it is we traffic in. We gotta care about the other stuff more. That's why you're so brave, yo. I really mean that. Like I'm not just like gassing. Like what you're doing, what Amanda Seals is doing. Like y'all are super famous and have huge platforms, and y'all are using them right now for something that is so wildly unpopular to so many people. Like that's just dope to me.
It's it's just it's like the few times I've cried a lot.
Mm.
I've cried a lot, but the few times that I have like rage cried have been out of me purely not being able to understand how people are just being not speaking right now,
Yeah.
not understanding. And I also think like you were saying people were whispering to you like, "Oh, that's so fucked up," like blah blah blah. The amount of like guilt responses and like DMs and like texts that I've been
Hmm.
getting like, "Oh, have you ever thought that maybe like our mental health and like we had to leave social media because it was just too much bad shit to see." I'm like, or like maybe you ever thought about like we want to make sure that like we don't lose the bag or da da da. I'm like, y'all have enough time to text me this and to
Right.
respond to my DM. Like, you have enough time to go watch a 2-minute video on the